Hello YouTube, it is I, Bandedwendy. How are you? It is May 9th, 2015, and it's been a minute since I made a video that I really needed to make. A couple weeks ago, 14 days ago, I did a grocery haul. Thanks to all who watched. I'm glad it was good for you. And I was preparing to make 6 days of meals, 18 meals, and I did. That ended up totaling, I think, 23 or 26 meals. But in the 6 days alone, which was 18 meals, I learned a couple of things. And relearned them, was reminded of them, something in my brain shifted. And I took notes, and I want to share those here for myself and for anybody else who's watching. While that was going on, I think that was a Saturday or a Sunday I made that video. Early in the next week, Monday, Tuesday, I got my hands on a pre-printed, updated manufacturer guide, product information guide, if you will, from Apollo Endosurgery, the manufacturers of the LAPBAND, the device that I call my weight loss surgery tool. And so I gathered some information out of that. In addition, in one of my weekly weigh-in groups, and 4 or 5 of them actually, we were having a challenge about portion control. And the challenge was to weigh, measure, and track at least 1 meal a day. So I'll back up. But those are the 3 things I want to cover. So March 23rd, 2009, I became Bandedwendy. I had weight loss surgery. My highest weight was 269 pounds, and my goal weight was to be 145.6. So I wanted to lose 99 pounds, technically. And I did that. It took me 68 weeks. July of 2010, I met my goal weight. And I have gone on to live my best life ever, actually. And I have seen as low as 135, 136, but my maintenance range was 138 to 148. And then I was a slow loser, I like to say, but I'm a pretty good maintainer. And I had... I was about 4.5 years post-op, and I had reconstructive plastic surgery November 2014. A lot of things happened in my life at that time. I quit smoking. My mother went into home hospice. I left a job of 9 years. I had the reconstructive plastic surgery. I ended up 3 weeks post-op from that, going back to Ohio to be my mother's primary caregiver for end of life. I took a cc out of my band, 1 cc out of my lap band, my choice, for my reconstructive surgery. My fitness went away for about 8.5 weeks post reconstructive surgery, and just a lot going on. So I did go above that 148 for a short period of time, and in the last year, so my mother passed away in February 2014, and I got my CC back, and I got back to LA mid-February, late February. By a year ago, 14 months ago, 13 months ago, everything started to normalize. My band was filled. I had moved on as best anybody could from losing their mother. I had forgotten about the job, and everything was just kind of balancing out again. And I took off the weight relatively quickly. But I did have some trouble with being too tight, living at elevation. Last summer, I went from living in downtown Los Angeles, essentially ocean level, right, to living in the mountains, the San Bernardino Mountains, 6,700 feet. My band was overfilled, the elevation was bad, so I had some struggles. And with all that said, when I made the video for the grocery haul, I always pick protein first. That's what I do. That was my weight loss surgery rule. I've slowly, over the last 4 years, started adding more and more produce. Protein and produce is where I like to live, into my world. And I try to get in my water. 101.4 or more ounces is my goal. I personally have to set a tone with that from the beginning of the day and push goals for that all day long. And I was slow to get my water. It was 8 months post-op before I really could get 64 ounces in. And so that's kind of where I live in the food and the water world. I've had a scale. I have a digital scale. I've used it, same scale from Bed Bath & Beyond, $20 since I was immediately post-op. I do measure and weigh everything. When I got the new patient guide from Apollo, the pre-printed one, and also put this challenge in place in my weekly weigh-in group, I was reminded about portion size. And I pulled out my materials from my surgeon, and it said max of 4 ounces of food. And for whatever reason, for so long, there was a good year of that 68 weeks of losing that I only ate protein. So it was 4 ounces of shrimp, 4 ounces of ground beef, 4 ounces of sirloin, 4 ounces of meat, basically, for 2 of my 3 meals in a day. And I would weigh that on the scale. And sometimes I would eat out 4 ounces, sometimes I would not. I had a portion control issue before I had weight loss surgery. I still have to make that a primary focus for me. And measuring out that 4 ounces worked. And eating from my small cups worked. For 5 years, I ate my breakfast and my lunch at work. So I took all my food on Monday morning for the week, my breakfast and my lunch, and I had them all packed up in my little 1-cup containers, or I had my yogurt in the 5 to 6 ounce yogurt cup. And I was at work, so I did eat slow for many reasons, but didn't mean I always ate slow. And sometimes I would eat the whole 4 ounces, or I wouldn't. And in the cup, there were 1-cup containers. And then in the evening, I would usually be distracted and busy. And I have a lap band, and a lot of other weight loss surgery patients too tend to be able to have the ability to eat more in the evening. I've been one of those, right? So we use plastic, paper plates, paper cups. They're small plates and they're small bowls. That's what I meant to say, not cups. Not your normal size eating, but bigger than my 1 cup. But I ate slower because I was multitasking and I was still weighing the 4 ounces. I hope you're following me. And I was also, at a certain point, I got to a point in maintenance where if I made 4 ounces of ground beef and then I added a 1/4 cup of cheese and a tablespoon, I wasn't necessarily weighing anything else but that 4 ounces of ground beef, right? And in November 2014, when I stopped going to work every day, I essentially stopped eating out of my little 1 cups. I'd still measure, and I'd still eat out of the bigger paper bowls and plates. And light bulbs went off for me during this challenge, and I know I'm at 10 minutes. It's important for me. So I just wanted to share with you a post that I put on Facebook, because it basically tells you what my experiment was related to all those things I just shared. I took on a little research project this past 6 days. I wanted to make sure the weight loss surgery rules given to me 6 years ago still work, that I can still work them, and that my lap band is functioning properly. Here it is, my results. 9.6 pounds shed in 5 days, 6 weigh-ins. I started at 146.6 pounds on Saturday. 5 full days later, 6 weigh-ins later, 137, below my lifetime maintenance range. I followed my weight loss surgery rules exactly. My calorie range was between 741 to 973. My protein, 78.9 grams to 107.3 grams. My water, 101.4 or more daily. Fitness, 30 to 73 minutes each day. Vitamins every day. 1 snack per day, which was my Starbucks tea misto, 119 calories, 10.9 proteins, every day at 3:30. I drank 33.8 ounces of water before I ate any meal. So I had 3 meals, and each meal was preceded by 33.8 ounces of water. I went to bed daily a tad bit hungry. I had 0 alcohol. No meal was over 240 calories. Ounces of firm protein range between 2 to 4 ounces. And if I put anything in the cup with it, in that small, I went back to my glass containers, and anything in that small glass container, if it was 4 ounces, it was 2 ounces of protein, 2 to 3 ounces of protein, 1 to 2 ounces of produce. So combined, I measured everything. I didn't use 4 ounces of protein and then a 1/4 cup of vegetables, right? Does that make sense? So like tonight I had salmon, 1.5 ounces of salmon, 1.5 ounces of green beans, 3 ounces measured in my cup. Things I want to note: 0 stuck episodes or PB. And I can tell you that it's been 12 days as a lap band patient, 6+ years post-op, still, by reducing down my ounces, by going back to my 1-cup containers, which make 3 ounces look huge in that 1-cup container. 0 stuck or PB episodes. Honestly, I can't tell you the last time that was my truth. Just keeping it real, you know? My body feels very good. When I say water I had to focus on, there are times when I would get kind of lazy, and in between maybe lunch and dinner, instead of having my Starbucks, which I did for years, I would drink a little bit of water, feel a little bit of hunger, eventually have a hard-boiled egg, or have a Greek yogurt, or have a piece of cheese and an egg, right? By making myself drink the water, the hunger wasn't there, and I didn't choose to eat any of those healthy snacks, right? I can eat 2 cheeses for 100 calories and 12 proteins. What's wrong with that? Did I need it? Calorie reduction, also key there. I feel lighter. I never once overate. I didn't always finish the 2 to 4 ounces. I was very aware of my hunger being gone, and I was satisfied. And when I was satisfied, I had no desire to take another bite, right? And overeating for me was, and can be, feeling in my chest or that feeling in my esophagus of I ate too quick, I ate too much, I didn't chew it, and I feel stuck. And I did not eat out of emotion. There were a few times that I was pretty pissed off at a couple of different people about a couple of different things, and I noticed the anger, the frustration, and I drank water instead of saying, oh, well, I can have a cheese or I can have a yogurt, right? So 137, 6, 7, 8 days ago. I'll weigh in on Monday again and keep you posted sometime soon. But yeah, I'm sticking with it. Obviously, you know, for me, I can't go below 128 pounds. 128 pounds, I'm 5'10", BMI becomes unhealthy after that. I'm not doing that. But I have to say that I really like the way I feel. I like the way I look. Thin is good for me. Never gonna be mad at anybody telling me I'm skinny. You know, that's just me. And it made sense to me why I go for eating a Hershey bar. Because I can afford 210 calories and 3 proteins so that my scale doesn't slip down further when I'm in maintenance, and I can follow all the rules: fitness, food, portions, water, vitamins, and if at 11 o'clock at night I want to have a Hershey bar, that is fine for me. I'm not shameful about it. I don't feel bad about it. And it takes my 900 calories up to 1200 or 1100. That's okay. But I didn't have any of that. I didn't eat any meals out. The only thing I got was the Starbucks, like I said I was going to do in the video. And I didn't eat any sugar, chocolate, candy, cookies, nothing. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're all doing well.